Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. Happy Wednesday, y'all. I am back at work. Apparently I was missed. That's always nice. So I am working today. Mentally, I feel good. Physically, for the most part, I feel good. Like, I'm not lightheaded. My nose is still clear. Still smell everything. Married life, right? And everything still tastes good. Like, none of that. No fever. So I think I only had like maybe a low grade fever at one point. Never really got beyond that. So I don't know. Hopefully I'm on the mend now, right? So you can still hear it in my voice. I still feel like I cough up a little bit of phlegm. It's not like, sorry, this is disgusting. It's not like, gross colored or anything. So I think it just needs to come out. But yeah, welcome to the Warden Report. If you're new here, you probably are like, oh my gosh, that was way too much information. Click off, but stick around. So, yeah, I'm back at work. Thank you again for joining me for another week of the Warden Report. I hope y'all's week is going well. So I've got my coffee. It is 10:30 in the morning. So I am enjoying my first and only cup of coffee. I know I kind of got used to just having one cup of coffee. And I've just been keeping on that. So I think that's definitely helped as well. I'm just excited too, if you've been following along in my little fermenting world. So far I have I called it like the Texas style kimchi because I made it with green cabbage and stuff, but like, I guess it's really probably closer to a very, very spicy cabbage or sauerkraut rather. And I was really worried about it for a while, y'all, because it did have a little browning. And so I researched all of that, and basically sometimes that just kind of happens. So no big deal, but all of the layers look really clean. And it took forever though. So I think it's one of those that probably just had a little too much salt. But now it's like at a 4.0. So it's like perfect in there. And I'm just really excited about it. And it's been fermenting, I think almost a month. It's my longest ferment. So I'm excited about that. And then there's another one. I'm doing a Credito, and that one is at, I think, a 2-week mark. And I took it, and it's also at like a 4.1. So I'm really excited. That one, I did it in a old pottery dish from the Pyrenees Mountains. Really cute. It used to be a pickle container, and I was like, well, I mean, I was out of jars at the time, so I was like, well, I'll just use that. And I had to do a double weight on it because it is a wider mouth, but I did the cabbage leaf, and that's just worked out perfect. And then we're doing another sriracha, so I was, twice a day you have to stir it up. So I was stirring that up. And then I've got a pepper mash slaw, whatever. It's doing well. I'm using the new lid, but I guess it keeps getting so much gas that some of the liquid is coming out. But I'm fine with that. I'm just excited. And then I've got some tomatoes. Now that's getting some of that. This is the first one ever that is getting the white film on top, which I heard from Clean Food Living and Mary's Nest. It's not a big deal. Like, in fact, some people leave that in there and they still eat it. I forget the actual term for it. But I did scrape some off the other day, and then I noticed just now there's another, so I must not have gotten all of it, but there is a little bit of it, kind of just very, very faint, like it's not the crystal clear, it's just kind of cloudy on top. And so, yes, that one is my Thai tomatoes. So just have to keep watching it, right? I'm excited. My kefir today, I'm going to be switching that out. So I'm excited. I'm just so super excited about everything. And Heath, yesterday, for the first time, he tried some kefir and he was like, whoa, that's different. Like, yeah, it is different. But I think to me, this is my take. And y'all that are joining in on the fermentation, I'm so happy. Like, that's so cool. I feel like now we're like doing it together. Leave comments and let other people know, because I know we have some people who are like really hesitant to try fermented foods, even though if you think about it, yogurt, wine, beer, those are all fermented that a lot of people have had. But sometimes when they hear about kefir or fermented vegetables, they get, a little like, oh no, I don't know if I want that. So leave comments. To me, it's one of those things that sometimes the first bite, you're like, oh, I don't know. Like, if you ever go back and remember the first time you tried wine or beer, like the first time you're like, oh, I don't know. But then the more you drink it, you're like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good, right? And I feel like it's kind of that way with fermentation, like especially the cucumbers to me has been the strongest part. And it's like the first bite, I think it's just getting over that mental aspect of what a pickle tastes like, because it doesn't taste like a pickle, but it looks like a pickle, right? But it's a fermented cucumber, and then it just has this kind of sour tang to it. And then you're like, I don't know. And then you're like, but I want another bite. It's like your body's like, yeah, but it's good for us. Eat it again. So I'm just always, tell people, try again, especially if you're someone who's like, yeah, I tried that 3-4 years ago and I didn't like it. Our taste buds change. So try again, and maybe even try if you buy the store brand, try a different brand, because they definitely vary, especially the kimchi, because I think I've tried like 6 different brands so far, and they definitely vary between each of them. So I would always recommend that. And kimchi, I think, is a good one too, that most people, if you don't want to do your own fermentation, you can usually find a kimchi at a store. So I would say try that, because again, you're not going to have a huge amount. You're having like 1 or 2 tablespoons. So it isn't that much, and just incorporate kimchi. Kimchi is a great one, especially if you're trying to get the El Ruderi. You could get that in kimchi and in kefir. So you just try it, and you could always work yourself up to it. I mean, I see people eating sardines. I mean, to me, I wouldn't eat sardines. So, if you're one of those that ventured into the sardine world, I think you could do this too. So, yeah, so I'm having my coffee. Got lots of work to do, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to work, and thank y'all for tuning in. Happy Thursday, y'all. Hey, I got a new shirt, and I'll insert the picture right after this, and I'm just so excited. Something Heath got me. This is our anniversary month, so apparently he's got me cute little things. I don't know, but I'm really excited. I love this shirt. If y'all get the reference, then comment below. But basically, it's one of the places where we visited several years ago on a road trip, and I just absolutely love the town or city. Is it a city or town? Anyways, love it. I want to go back, but I want to go back in October some year. So maybe one year, obviously not this year, and probably not next year, but one year, maybe my bestie cuz, the #1 groupie, wouldn't that be fun if we all took a trip up there? That would just be a blast, wouldn't it? And go in October in celebration of your birthday, and get to just like hang out there for like, I don't know, a week or a weekend, like 4 or 5 days. I love it. I love it. I know some of the places, some of the like museums are a little hokey, right? So when Heath and I went, 'cause I've always wanted to go there. And I remember in school when I studied this, like I was fascinated with it. And so if you haven't guessed by now, it's Salem. So I remember when I studied it in school, I think it was middle school, I studied about Salem, and I just thought it was the most interesting thing ever. We had a horrible time in our history to do that to innocent people. And I think that just that whole psychology of it kind of like, wow, like people go to extremes for stuff, and just always interested me. And then when we finally got the chance to actually visit the city, I enjoy it. It's like, to me, it's such a neat city. I know it's very, very commercialized now, but I like that it's like right by the sea. So you know, or the ocean. So you have the marina part, which I never knew that from studying about Salem. I guess it never clicked or dawned on me that it is, of course, a coastal town. But it was really cool because we stayed like right on the water there at an IHG property, and it was just really neat. And then I like it. Of course, a lot of the old cities are very, very walkable. And we walked that whole place over and over again. Like, I think we stayed like 3 days. And I just really enjoyed it. But again, yeah, some of the tours, like if you take any of the different tours or shows or whatever, they can be a little hokey and a little childish on some of them. But if you get, you know, down into the actual historical parts and visiting the historical stuff, then it's really neat to me. And then plus when it's Halloween, then they really go all out. And I watch this one guy, if y'all haven't heard of him, so if anybody else is a huge, basically if you're like a comic book nerd, or you just love Salem or Disney even, his channel is Derek Millen, Millen, so like Miller, but ends with an N. And he does like these huge, he has a Detours is his company, but he always goes to Salem like all October and sometimes September because he lives not too far away. And he's always showing, and he's made friends. And so he shows you all the different stuff that's not always all the very touristy things. And it just seems like so much fun. So I love to go back again. Hold on, I'm about to cough my head off. So I would love to go back again. Just again, fun place. And then plus I'd like to meet Derek and, you know, like actually, you know, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, let me buy you a drink, because that's his thing. So, yeah, so I've always enjoyed it. And so when I saw this shirt and I told Heath about it, then he got me the shirt. So now it's pretty cool. And it's like really big, y'all. Like I told him, well, get me this size. That's typically the size I wear. But when I put it on, I'm like, wow, it's like I could have sized down easily and probably still been a little big on me. So I kind of felt good. I guess it's kind of a non-scale victory. I was like, wow, I guess I should have went down a size. So very roomy shirt. I like it. It's very, very comfortable. It's one of those soft t-shirts. So I love the extra soft ones. And so yeah, that's really cool. And then the other thing I was going to talk to you about today is for my coffee lovers out there. Good news. So I was listening to Donna Schwenk, Schwenk. I'll try to remember to link her channel. Well, don't promise. But she does like a podcast on YouTube. Sometimes she'll post some videos too, but mostly it's her podcast. And she was talking about how great coffee is for your gut. So, hey, another benefit to us that are focusing on gut health is if you do drink coffee, it's actually good for you because coffee is actually a prebiotic. And a prebiotic means that's what feeds the probiotics or the healthy bacteria. So as she was talking, and of course she goes into a lot more details, right? But she's basically saying, so having that coffee, it goes into your gut and helps feed or lays the foundation so that then when you drink your kefir, then those bacteria are like, oh, good, there's food in here for me. And I was like, oh, that's really good. So maybe, that's been healthy. And of course, she's like, she always thought, coffee was, of course, healthy for you. But, there's always limits, right? Everything in moderation. Yeah, if you're drinking 3 or 4 pots of coffee a day, you're probably overdoing it. But like she said, she has like 3 or 4 cups of coffee and she's fine. And again, it just shows that it's good. So the reason it's a prebiotic, it actually has the prebiotic fibers. So those prebiotic fibers, so you might have heard of things like inulin. Those type of fibers are the food for those healthy gut bacteria. So when you're eating these, it's like everything has to come together, right? So having your coffee and then your kefir, then it's like they're playing together. You're giving everything that your body needs. So I was like, oh, that's really good. And then plus, I know chocolate is also a prebiotic and a polyphenol. So like putting that cocoa powder in with my coffee, there we go, doubling up. It's just so easy, y'all. So yes, I just thought that was some good news I would share with all my coffee lovers out there. And as you can tell, I still have a cough. This is not fun. And it doesn't feel like I don't hear a rattling in my chest, which is always a good thing. It feels like it's just right at the edge. And when I cough, I'm not coughing up tons of phlegm, just every once in a while. And it's not like an ugly, gross color. So I think it just needs to dry out. Other than that, I do feel much better. Like other than that, than the cough. Like if the cough wasn't there, I would be 100% better. I still breathe and everything through my nose. My nose never got stopped up at all. I don't have the dizzy or lightheadedness, and I don't feel tired anymore. The muscle aches completely went away, so I think that was just, I must have slept wrong, because it was just right here, like right here, and it was probably, I slept wrong. Like my pillow has, like, if you turn it a certain way, it like puts my neck at a weird angle, so maybe I did that when we changed the sheets. So anyways, that went away. That was like gone by Friday or whatever. So I think, just for whatever reason, it went from my ear that got stopped up, or it was this ear that got stopped up, and then it just is right at the top of my lungs. So I'm still taking the Dayquil NyQuil combo, and I don't know. Ugh, I just hate being sick. I hate having a cough. And so just doing that, trying to really focus. So this past week, I really did not fast at all. I mean, I had my normal intermittent fasting. So normally in a day, like by the time I wake up and get ready, usually by the time I have lunch, it's been easily 16 hours, a lot of time 19 hours. Most of it just depends. Like on Friday nights, we eat so late. I call that late. That then when I eat on Saturday, it's like only 16 hours, or sometimes it's even less than that. But typically during the week, we try to have dinner ready around 5:30, so that then it's easily 19 hours before I would eat lunch the next day. But so I made sure that I did eat every day. I didn't want to put additional stress on my body by fasting. So again, just kind of listening to your body, seeing what was needed. And I do feel like that really did help me. Even though some of the things I know wasn't the cleanest. Yes, I had the Thai food. And, you know, I'm sure they put sugars or cornstarch or whatever else in that tom yum soup. I'm sure it wasn't the cleanest thing. But, I mean, sometimes you do the best. And should I have made that kind of soup at home? I probably should have, but then I would have to go to the store. I did not feel like going to the store, like, at all, y'all. In fact, today, we were going to go to the store after Heath gets off work, which is at 6. So while he's in training, he trains until 6 p.m. We were going to go to the store tonight to get the stuff for a Friday night. And I was like, I still don't feel like it. So I'm having the groceries delivered. And yeah, I know there's a little fee with that, but I was just like, to me, it's worth what we would pay in the gas and the time, and by the time we would get home tonight, it would be at least after 7. And by the time we would eat, I was like, that's just so late. So we'll just suck up and pay the extra fee to have the stuff we need for the Friday night feast delivered. So, and that'll be fine because then I'll have some fresh avocado being delivered. So excited about that. So yeah, that's what's going on. And I'll check in with y'all in a little bit. All right, y'all. It is 1:15 and I'm having my kefir and having a little fresh avocado with Redmond's real salt plus some seasoning. And then in about 15-20 minutes, then I will have my actual lunch. All right, it's lunchtime. So what I've got is basically like a little roll-up or boat sandwich, but it's radicchio. And then I put cream cheese and then sauerkraut. And I've got some ham off the bone. And then a little bit of the Gouda cheese. And then I've got the hard salami, and then I topped it with the kimchi. And then on the side here, I have got basically some mayo mixed with a little bit of apple cider vinegar to thin it out, and some seasonings, and of course our Redmonds. And that's kind of like my dipping sauce. So that's my lunch. Man, y'all, these like radicchio boats. That's what I'm going to call them. Radicchio taco boats. Sandwich roll-ups. Anyways, they're freaking filling. I only made 4. And each one had half a slice of the ham off the bone. 2 slices of the hard salami. And then, you know, my little fermented foods. Plus half a slice of Gouda. And about half an ounce or a tablespoon of cream cheese. And then I had the mayo concoction, which I did add turmeric. I think I forgot that. But I'm like, I ate half, and I'm like, I feel like full. That's disappointing. It could be because, you know, I've been sick, so I really don't think I've been eating as much as I normally would, but there's something in my tooth. But I do feel like, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Blame it on the brain. But anyhow, so I'm still going to pick at these probably over the next hour because, you know, everything's already sloppy. If I put it in the fridge, it's just going to be like wilted and gross. So I'll just snack on them. But they're good. But I guess I'll know next time. Don't make 4, Shelly. But tell me if you've had radicchio. What do you think about radicchio? I really like it. It is very bitter, but it's got great nutrients in it. I haven't thought about fermenting radicchio. Maybe I should ferment radicchio, y'all. Or if you've ever heard of fermented radicchio, I'm gonna Google that. And what do you think? So yeah, that's what's up. Back to work, back to the grind. It's busy, busy, busy. Hey, this is a rare occurrence last month or so, but I'm having a second cup of coffee. So there it is. It's my Nespresso, and I haven't used it in forever, but I made a cup And I made some more of that pumpkin spice, which is just cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and ginger. So very easy. Another way to get some ginger in. So I'm going to sprinkle some of that on top and enjoy my second cup of coffee today. Thursday dinner, y'all. I basically got sketty or no sketty in a bowl, topped with a little bit of mozzarella. And then in here, I roasted okra, Brussels sprouts, and a jalapeno. And then plus I topped with some tomatoes at the end and put under the broiler. And then I've got here, oh, and there's bacon in this too. And then I've got here my kimchi, sauerkraut, and ginger. And then I'm drinking a topo. Happy Friday, y'all. I am enjoying my cup of coffee. It is nearly 11 and I'm having my first cup. And wow, do I have more freckles? Who knows? It's probably the lighting. So, yes, I'm enjoying my cup. And as you can see there, here, I'm trying to get him in. Maybe that'll do it. There he is. Isn't he adorable? I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but bonus points if you do. But yes, that is Samson, sometimes called Sheldon. And that is because if y'all watch the show, he has a spot on the couch. That is his. And if anybody else is in his spot, whether human or fur animal, he has a bit of an issue. And he will stare at the person or animal and then start like whining and groaning towards them. He's just, he is definitely like Sheldon when it comes to that. And then, yeah, and he has a certain way, and he definitely has some of those idiosyncrasies, I can't say it now, of Sheldon Cooper. If y'all know, you know. And, but he's just so freaking adorable, y'all. I know I talk about Delilah a lot and how much, you know, she means to me because she is like my heart. I got her when she was only like 6 months old, adopted her, and she's just always been right there by me, right? Like, if she could be part of my body, she would. And, of course, right now she's not in here because she likes to also have her peace and quiet. And so she's laying on the couch by herself. But anyway, she is my heart. I love her to pieces. And my little Samson, though, he is just, he's just so sweet, y'all. I adore him. I just really do. And when we got him, the whole premise was he was going to be Heath's dog, right? And you know how it is when it comes to fur animals. You could say what you're going to say, but they ultimately are the decision maker. And he totally decided, no, I'm his human. Not that he doesn't like Heath. I mean, he'll take pets and he'll definitely eat from Heath. But he just has to be with me. Like, if I go to the restroom, he's right there, oftentimes beating me to the toilet. And I'm like, okay, dude, you need to move because I need to go here. And he doesn't do that to Heath. And then when I take a shower, he likes to be in there until Heath kicks him out. Not in the shower, like right outside. Sorry, I guess I should clarify that. Though he has stuck his head in before, like, what's going on in there? And I'm like, okay, dude, privacy. But he definitely likes to be with me and snuggle me and everything. And he's just so sweet. I just love him so much. And I tell him what a good boy he is. And so hopefully we have many, many decades together. Right, Sammy? Right now he's enjoying a bone. So whenever we get the bone-in ribeyes, then they get the bones afterwards. And he'll chew on them for days until I eventually am like, okay, I think this is good. And we're just going to throw it away. But he's still enjoying that one, I think, from last week. And then he's got a multitude of toys. Have his toy box in here. He still loves those toys. And I'm just like, sometimes I think, well, maybe I'll get him another toy. And I'm like, I don't know. He's got like 500 of them. But, yeah. Maybe eventually I'll get him one. He's pretty good about not killing them. He's only killed, I think, 2. But he's good at killing the honkers or the squeak, whatever it is. Like one of them that Renee got him was a honking duck or geese or whatever it is. And he's already killed that honk. And then several of them have squeakers, and he'll just keep chewing them until the squeaker dies. So, but I guess that's a good thing, right? Maybe he's just like, I gotta kill the noise. But yeah, it is Friday, y'all. I feel like I'm moving so slow today at work. Does anybody else feel that way? Like, I feel like it's already 11 now, and I'm still not even halfway through the number of tickets I pulled this morning, and usually I would be almost done. I don't know. I just feel like I'm going super slow. But my coworker, she was like, Shelly, it's Friday. Who cares? She's so funny. Shout out Lakin. Though I don't think she ever really watches these, right? She's too busy. She's such, you know, she's got her life and enjoying it, you know. Oh, to be young and in your early 30s, right? And just enjoying life, living it to the best. That's what she does. That's awesome. So, yeah, I'm just getting excited because tonight we've got a great thing planned for the Friday night feast. And you notice every once in a while I got to take a drink. That's just because I feel like a cough is coming on. And what's weird, so my throat's not sore. Never been sore, itchy, none of that. And like my chest is not rattling because I always have to be concerned about that because I know used to I would get bronchitis a lot. But I was thinking last night when I was laying in bed, I don't even think that's like really in my lungs. It's almost like right in the back of my throat. It's just like something that gets kind of dry, or maybe it gets a little wet. And I just then cough. But yeah, that's what's going on today. But tonight's Friday night feast, we are making a wild salmon salad. And I'm super excited because I love salmon. What's y'all's favorite fish? All right, y'all. It is 1:40 already. These days. So I've got here my kefir, and I did mix in a teaspoon of turmeric. Now this is a new brand I've never tried before. Kind of expensive brand anyways. Sometimes Instacart, y'all. But anyhow, it is called Alexander Family Farm. So let me know if anybody has tried it before. And what did you think of it? So let me have a taste just so I can see what I think here, right? Okay. Smells like kefir. Pretty smooth. A little tangier than the Green Valley, but not as tangy as like Kelowna, which is the brand I wanted. Or even Lifeway. But, I mean, it's good. It says it's the A2. Does that matter? I don't know. Does it matter when it comes to kefir? But, yeah, it's pretty easy and drinkable. I did have to get another one because my new kefir probably won't be ready for another week, y'all. So I just have to get another one until I'm ready to start having kefir. So excited about that. Oh my gosh, we are busy at work. Okay, I'm gonna drink this in about 20 or so minutes. I'm gonna then go to lunch. So for lunch today, y'all, I decided I had some Gouda, and what I did was slice the Gouda really thin, and I wrapped either some of this ham off the bone or some hard salami around a slice, and I put them in the oven just on warm until basically it kind of melted. And then I've got my my avocado. You can kind of see the turmeric there. And then I've got ginger, sauerkraut, kimchi, and one fermented cucumber. And then on the side, I made it, it's kind of like a vinaigrette. It's just avocado oil, some apple cider vinegar, and seasonings. And so that's kind of like my dip. Saturday afternoon, I've got my lunch, y'all. I already drank my kefir, and what I've made here is some Pernell sausage. I've got Primal Kitchen mayo, some kimchi, sauerkraut, my ginger, a jalapeno. There's my avocado with some turmeric on it. And then I'm also going to have this Kentuxin. Thanks, Jen. Sunday lunch, I've got some more Pernell sausage, some mayo, and I've got turmeric on there and some salt. Then I've got my ginger, some garlic, sauerkraut, and some kimchi. And then I'm having some hot tea with it. Sunday night's dinner, y'all. I've got an omelet, and inside is that gruyere, a little bit of the goat cheese and bacon. And then on the side here, I've got my ginger, some kimchi, sauerkraut, and then I topped my omelet. That's actually yogurt, and eventually what I'm going to do as my kefir, really starts multiplying, I'm going to make basically kefir sour cream. And then I've got that cilantro salsa. Shout out to Michelle. She recommended this salsa, which is Members Mark or Sam's. And it's just fresh cilantro salsa, and it is really good, y'all. Very mild. Happy Monday, y'all. I have my coffee. And all I put in it was the bulletproof MCT oil. That was it. And that's actually the very last bit of my MCT oil. Oh, and I added a teaspoon of that Cocoa Tropics. Gives a little bit of a chocolate tint to it. And it is 11:20, so I've been up for 4 hours. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's Monday. Hopefully you're happy to start the week. I'm excited for Heath because this is his second full week at his job. So hopefully it's going well, and hopefully he'll talk to me in a bit. But yeah, just thought I would check in here and let you know what's going on so far. So it is 1:35, and y'all, this is how classy I am. I have my homemade kefir, so the past couple days I've been able to save the runoff, and I'm just going to drink it, but I put it in my coffee mug so I get all of that together. Anybody else do that, reuse stuff? So I'm reusing it, and then I can wash it out afterwards, and that'll be great. But yeah, so I'm having this now, and then I'll probably go to lunch at 2. So for my lunch on Monday, I've got a little avocado or smashed avocado cup topped with Redmond's smoked salt and some flat iron seasoning. I've got about 5 strips of bacon, some mayo here, kimchi, sauerkraut, and my pickled ginger. And that'll be my lunch for today. So behind the scenes, while I wait for Heath to get off work, this is our credito. It's like a spicy sauerkraut. And then this is our hot pepper mash. Basically, it's got jalapenos, habaneros, serranos, I think a couple ghost peppers. It's just a whole mix of different peppers in there. So we're going to try some of that tonight too. And in my fridge, I know it's messy and full, y'all, but I'm trying my hand at some kefir cheese here. So I just have the coffee filter through the strainer. And then, look at this. This is blackberries, y'all. I over fermented. I now have liquor. So I made blackberry liquor. but it does taste good. Dinner tonight, we're having sketty in a bowl, or no sketty, whatever it's called. I've got some mozzarella cheese. Over here is our credito, which is a spicy sauerkraut. And then I've got my hot pepper that I fermented, hot pepper mash fermented, or hot pepper relish. I guess it's more like a relish. Yes, so that's dinner. And then I've got my topo over here, and I'm ready to eat. My coffee this week is Lavazio, and I'm all out of my MCT Bulletproof, so I'm going to add in a tablespoon of the coconut oil. There you go. Isn't that nice and dark? Let it drip for a minute, and then this, you heard me talk about it, the Wild Cocoa Tropics. So it's got, and turmeric. So I'm going to add, I just do a heaping teaspoon into the coffee. Here's the Lavazza coffee I'm having. It's the dark roast Grand Selection. I'm sure I mispronounced that. But it is pretty good. I remember yesterday I started, I might not remember, but anyhow, I started my first kefir cheese. I have another batch going. This is how it turned out. And what I did is I put some flat iron pepper seasoning on it. It's like a garlic spicy, but look how creamy this is. Like ultra creamy. And let me taste it. Look at that. It's a bit of a big taste there. And I don't want to use all of the seasoning. There we go. I'm going to taste and you can watch. Alright, here's that kefir cheese. Alright. So it's kind of like a tangy cream cheese. Like, did you ever get the whipped cream cheese? It's kind of light, like a whipped cream cheese, but it's got a little more tang to it. I like it. And here's another way I could use up, because I have a lot of kefir, right? Because I'm making my own. There's another way I can make up, or what to do with my kefir besides just drinking it. So that's another week done with the Warden report. I am not eating today. I'm trying to fast. I'll either do 36 hours or maybe I'll do like a 60-hour one. Just taking another day. I'm just going to see if that is going to help clear this out because this is annoying. So, yeah, what a week. So much fun. I am loving making this kefir, having so much fun with it, and making the kefir cheese. What ideas do you want? What do you want to see in regards to the kefir and any of the fermented stuff? Just really loving it. Been listening to a lot of Donna Schwink's podcast and just kind of learning more about, you know, kefir and fermented foods in general, the L. reuteri and the L. gasseri, bacteria that you can then use to make yogurt, in quotes, because it's not technically yogurt. And that's probably something I will do down the line, because I think to do those yogurts, I could use my sous vide that I have, but I don't, all I have is a pot, and I think a bucket, like a rectangular bucket, would work better to put jars in and then run that. Or there is a machine that actually Donna Schwink has on her website. I think it's called Cultured Foods. Let me look it up real quick. Don't want to quote me here. Let's see here. Yeah, Cultured Food Life. She has like all kinds of stuff. She's got recipes on there too. And The one I was looking at, let's see, I think it's called Sutek. Yeah, the Sutek yogurt maker. So it's only $37, so it's really not that expensive. And it holds 8 jars. It comes with the 8 jars. So I think this will be something really for the fall, because to get the actual El Ruderai and El Gasserai strains, they're live cultures, and she has on her website that she really recommends not ordering those if the temperature is above 90, because it'll basically kill it. And so I'm going to wait until the fall, and that gives plenty of time, because I'm still doing all this other and doing the kefir and everything, and that'll really give time for me to kind of get in the swing of things, because sometimes I like dive in and then it's like, ooh, kind of got my head up, you know, underwater here. So it's good to take things in steps. So that's something, because I want to get that machine, and then I want to get the starters and get that going, and probably in the fall, again, when I can order it and the temperatures are below 90 degrees as a high every day. And then that way I don't have to worry about it, and then I get started. I think that'll be so much fun. She was talking on one of them with Dr. William Davis about how she has, it's kind of like a super yogurt. She combines the El Ruderai and the El Gasserai, like half and half, in her morning yogurt, and she has that every single day. And they were just really talking about the benefits that she has found from those bacteria strains and just how helpful they are to us. And so, I mean, definitely something I want to do down the line and just see how that'll be. I think that's exciting. I know when I very first started my keto journey, just kind of recap, I almost died in the hospital. I had a big gaping hole. When I got back to the U.S., I had to go to a surgeon and follow up with that surgeon on like a weekly basis, where he was checking to make sure that the wound was healing. And he was shocked at how well. I think it was two things, really, the going keto, so cutting out all of those toxic, bad for you foods. And then I was eating Greek yogurt every day. Like I had started that actually in New Zealand, because that was one of the breakfasts I could have, was one of their yogurts. And so it was just a plain unsweetened yogurt. So I continued that while I was here. And I really think the yogurt and the bacteria that's in a general yogurt was very helpful to me, and cutting out all of those toxic foods. So I think that's something that, you know, once we get going here, trying the El Ruderai and the El Gasserai, both of those together, getting that going, I think that'd be really beneficial for both myself and Heath. And, you know, just keeping that stuff going. And then I'm loving the kefir, like absolutely loving my kefir. Like, it's just so exciting to me, and making that kefir every day and just seeing that, you know, come to life and flourish. And I'm enjoying making the kefir cheese. That's been a lot of fun for me as well. And just doing different things with it. Like, I'm already researched, when I make the kefir cheese, then I get all this kefir whey. And I'm like, okay, what to do with all this whey? And I'm like, looking at different things. Like, did you know you could give that whey to your dogs? You just like put a couple tablespoons in their bowl of water, and it's very healthy for them. So I'll probably start doing that, since I've got whey up the kazoo. And then there's all kinds of like condiments. So I'm going to be making cultured mayo, mustard, ketchup, all of these cultured stuff. And you can use whey as a great thing, as like a base, and to really help it. And just ways to kind of get, you know, these really good cultured stuff into your diet every day and having that, I think overall it's really healthy for you. And with that said, I have to say, I am loving so many of y'all have sent me messages or posted in our Facebook group about how you are starting all of this cultured food, and it just makes me so happy. Like, I'm just so thrilled. Like, who would have thought me talking about it and now y'all are doing it? Like, that's so awesome. I feel like all of us are here because we want to be healthy, and ways that we could get healthy, and knowing these ways, right? And seeing that y'all are taking that and saying, okay, I'm going to start getting healthy too. I'm going to do these culture foods. So I'd love it if you'd leave me a comment below if you've started incorporated cultured or fermented foods in your daily life, and have you noticed any benefits with it? I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying it, other than this summer cold, flu, whatever the heck. I'm feeling pretty good. Trying to think what else I've noticed with it. I think just overall, I feel like my body is responding very well to it, and has, when I haven't felt as good, like right with this stupid cold flu, I feel like I am healing better. Now this cough, like physically I feel fine. I just have this stupid cough. And I was reading today, or listening rather, Donna Schwink was saying that kombucha is really good for respiratory. So I was thinking, I think I have a ginger kombucha in the fridge. I had to check. I got something from that one guy. Got all his fermented foods, Scotty or something. So I'm going to check and see if it's kombucha. If so, I'll probably have some of that just to see if that helps. I have been taking apple cider vinegar. And again, I only get the apple cider vinegar with the mother. So, and that might be helping as well. And everything, I think, overall has been going well. Just been real busy with work. And then, Heath's now at his job, and he seems to be doing really well. I mean, this is his second full week, and it's nice, getting to see him when he has his hour lunch. So I get to see him part of that, and just enjoying each day. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, since I'm not, having dinner tonight. And I'll probably make me a nice cup of hot tea. But I have been drinking plenty of water, trying to stay hydrated. I know that's one of the main things when you do have like an upper respiratory thing or cough, is stay hydrated. So I'm going to keep drinking my water. And I am just really excited, y'all. Let me know below any of your thoughts about fermented foods. If you haven't jumped on the bandwagon of eating the fermented foods, let me know why. Like, what is your hesitation, or what's your reasoning behind it? Just interested. I know for some people who are carnivores, kefir is a dairy product and actually has virtually zero lactose. So if you're lactose intolerant, you would still be able to have kefir because it doesn't have the lactose. So kefir, great one. And then different, trying to think what else is there that I have. If you wanted to make the El Rude rye or El Gas rye yogurts, then that would, of course, fall under the carnivore umbrella. So let me know what your thoughts are. And then I know, like, some carnivores, especially the veteran carnivores. Again, I consider veteran carnivores those over 10 years. Sorry, if you have only been carnivore for less than 10 years, you don't know it all. And even those over 10 years will say, hey, they still learn things. So I have found that actually the veteran carnivores are more accepting and aren't so militant. Like, every time I hear people talk about, oh, these militant carnivores saying I can't have seasonings, how long they've been carnivore? Because I guarantee you it hasn't been over 10 years. So the ones who are veteran carnivores actually say condiments are okay. So your mayo, your ketchup, your mustard, fermented foods are a condiment because you're just having a tablespoon. So again, I would say if you're carnivore and otherwise you don't have a reaction to it, as to fermented foods, it's a condiment, y'all. So it's okay to do that. And in fact, it would probably help your gut health even more. At least when I'm learning in the fermented world and when it comes to gut health and everything and the gut biome, like it's important to have a good gut biome out there. And I know y'all aren't going to want to hear this, but a healthy gut biome means having vegetables. You got to have some kind of fiber to feed those healthy gut bacteria. That's what I've learned so far. I want to hear your thoughts though. Let me know. I always love seeing your perspectives on everything. And go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you didn't already. I mean, I'm sure you did. And then if you're new here, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to have all kinds of fermenting videos coming out, and you can follow along and hear how the fermentation stuff goes and whatever else I decide to do in the future. And then please stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank y'all so much for your support. It's because of you I'm able to do all this fermenting stuff and to try these different things that normally I probably wouldn't be able to do. So thank y'all.